So down the very bottom of my shelves is a great big box that is labeled General Crafts. So this is where I put all the things that don't fit anywhere else. If you've seen my craft room tour, you will know that I have lots of boxes and everything is sorted by category and every box is labeled so everything has a home. Yesterday I had to clean my craft room and I had friends laughing at me saying, it will take you more than an afternoon to clean that room. It took me 20 minutes because everything has a place and everything is really neatly organized. Because it is a small space, I need to be. But there is stuff that doesn't need a box of its own, and so I have General Crafts. As you can see, it's quite a large box. So just on the top here, I'll just move that out of the way. So that's my perspex I use for watercolor making, a label from a latch hook kit, my advent calendar. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with that, but I didn't want to just chuck it, so I feel like it needs a place like in my December daily album or something. I'm not entirely sure. You can kind of see how everything fell apart towards the end of the month. I'm looking for something specific today for a project, but I thought I'd take you along because when I did my, I don't even know what day, Vita, I was looking for something and it was full and I said I need to reorganize it. And so I thought it might be fun for you to see exactly what I have in here and help me reorganize it, and I might even be able to get rid of some stuff. So I have some latch hook fabric left. You can see I've done a practice there. This was for a project for my 100 days, and in the end the latch hook didn't really work, and to be honest I'm not really loving it, so I actually think I'm going to put this back in the kit and I'm probably going to end up selling it. Paper bag that's too cute to throw away, spare hooks for my pegboard, a Woolies bag that's again too good to throw away, 2 Woolies bags. I use these to cover my December daily album. Macrame cord. I did a couple of hat holders, and this was on special when I was at Spotlight, so I grabbed it because it looked like they were going out of this color, and this is the color I need to match my house. So that's just in case I decide to make another hat holder or a different macrame project. Super clay. Isn't that cute, that little elf? This was a gift from one of my friends when we did 12 days a couple of years back. I meant to get it out at Christmas this year and it just didn't happen. Just trying to get everything to fit back in there. My Xyron sticker maker, I actually think, yeah, it's out. I need to get a new cartridge for that. I don't use it so much these days. The kids especially love using this. You can see it's very sun faded. This was originally clear at one point. You can kind of see a bit of the clear there. There it is. So yeah, I don't use it a lot, but it is worth keeping for the odd occasion that I need it. Eclipse tins. These used to be huge in the scrapbooking days. We would alter these and make like mini albums that would slip inside. They were super cute. The tins are too good to throw away. So I've kept them and left them in my box. Some cute little timber cotton reels. So I got these at a garage sale, and to be honest, I don't really have a plan for them. I feel like I want to do like a display or something, but yeah, I haven't got there, but I just couldn't leave them behind because look how cute they are. More latch hook stuff. These bags here actually came from the Lingerie Society's Advent calendar in 2020, I think. And because it's an Advent calendar, they're all numbered, which is really cool. And so then I use them at Christmas time for our Advent calendar. So I get them out and I stuff them with the kids' things. So they're just in here, just so they don't get lost with all the Christmas stuff because it lives in our shipping container. This was a bag, so things to fill. This came from the Creative Exchange in 2014. So over a decade ago, I was receiving, I should say, I wasn't paired with, but I was receiving from Laura Baker, who is an amazing paper cut artist. And so she sent me stuff to do paper cutting with. And yeah, it came in these cute little bags. So she gave me like some little bottles to fill with paper cut stuff, and she gave me like one that she had cut herself. Little bags are always handy. Some roller bottles for essential oil blending. So I made a blend for my eldest's bestie for uni, and so I just chucked the spare bottles in here just in case I decided to make some more. This here is some dried crepe myrtle for another part of my 100 days project, and a little air dry clay dish that my daughter made that I need to fix for her because it broke. Leftover diamond dots from Christmas. I don't really have a plan. Maybe I could use it and make my own diamond dot, but they felt too good to throw away, so I've just kept them. Watercolor tape. It's clearly a painting thing, but I don't have space in my paint section, so flower press that I made myself with a vintage book, cards and envelopes left over from Christmas, rings that I bought to make a gift for my niece when she was born and never did, and she's turning 10 at the end of the year. I put them on D-Stash, they didn't sell, and then I ended up doing macrame, so they were perfect for that. So I'll keep those in case I decide I need it. Spare macrame cord. There's so much of it, but also like it feels too good to throw out. These are the bags like doona covers and sheets and stuff come in. And so I've kept them because I had a friend who made a skirt out of a heap of these bags and it looks so cool. And so I actually want to make a quilt with these. I've kept all the bags for all our different quilts and sheets and stuff. So they're all the similar tonings. And so I thought it could be really cool to make a quilt out of these. The rest of the bags are up in my ongoing projects box. So I'll put these up there and make some space. Now we're starting to get down into the random stuff now, aren't we? That is the pin back of a little embroidery that Car did for me as part of 12 days, and I don't actually use it as a pin. I've kept that just because it came with it. A sunprint kit. I was thinking about using that the other day, actually. I have a bag. So if I ever need to buy a bag at Spotlight, I always get these plain calico bags because they're so good for screen printing. Oh, okay. In here, random stuff. My eldest turned 18 at the end of last year. So he didn't end up having a party, but I got the table sprinkles for him, and then is that broken or is that supposed to be like that? I think that's broken. I can chuck this out, maybe, unless I could do something with that. And so I bought the cake topper, which is now broken, which is annoying. Yeah, that's snapped. More of these little bags. 24 is a lot of bags. So now we're starting to get into the bottom layers, which are slightly more organized. So I'm just opening these up as I go so that they store a bit flatter. So they hopefully don't take up too much space. All right, what have we got now? So then in here, oh, these are the little, that's the example paper cut I was given. How beautiful is that? And so, yeah, so then I was given all these little bottles as well. So they're kind of bundled up in there, keeping them safe. Next we have a wax seal set that my mum gave me. So that's they're studs, I think. Yeah, just like a rivet kit. I bought that for Scouts. A vintage book, so that's from the flower press, and so I've just kept the book because I'll probably end up using pages for art and stuff down the track. That's another one of the creative exchange bags. Bless my mum and all the stuff she keeps. Actually, I think this one's from my nan. I can't remember. 1982 is the year I was born, and so I'm pretty sure that's why my nan has kept it for so long. And I've got a generously oversized tea towel, so I could even make like an apron could be cute. I don't know. So I feel like it needs a project that I've thought about a little bit. So now we're really getting down into it, aren't we? Oh my goodness, what is half this stuff? Oh, bra cups. Okay, I need those. So these are actually, they're like the foam cups that you put in like swimmers and sports bras and stuff. And I want to make a pair of swimmers. So I'm going to keep those out. I don't even know what that sponge is for. That's for paper bead making. I told you it was random. This tin here, I got this, I might have been maybe 10 when I got this tin. It has been part of my craft tin collection for many years now, and so I'm not actually doing anything with it now. At one point it had embroidery floss in it. I'm pretty sure it's had wooden beads in it. It doesn't have a job at the minute, but it's such a cute little tin and so special to me that I just keep it in here. Grommets eyelets from a bag that I made. This leather is left over from a test I did for Calamity Bolt. I tested one of her hobby horse patterns very early in COVID, and so she was kind enough to send everyone a supply of like the fixings and stuff so that we didn't have to go out, we didn't need to order in, and so that's left over from that. Little chipboard hearts left over from a Scout Mother's Day craft. Sweet, maybe I'll do something with the kids tomorrow for the grandmothers for Mother's Day, maybe. We'll see. Okay, I'll put those aside because maybe let's use those soon. Beeswax wood polish, again from that same test. Stick-on magnet. I don't even know where the other half is. That's the eyes for the hobby horse. So I've definitely got enough stuff. I could make another one. More of those bags. These little letters I bought to make clipboards for my children for putting their artworks on when they were tiny. Again, they've been floating around for ages. I need to come up with a project for those. I'll just sit them aside for now. Oh, look at the color these spoons have gone. I got these because I wanted to stamp them. There was a time when metal stamping on spoons was a thing. But those colours are actually really cool. I feel like I could use them for something. Leather strapping left over from the hobby horse. Oh, there's some more of the magnet. And then these trays, I was using those for dyeing. So I forgot they were there when I was doing dyeing earlier. So that's interesting. Okay, I have another, I've got a little candle wick there. So I might even leave that. This is a great section to leave like small loose stuff in. So that's why all these little things are down in here. So I'm just going to actually put them straight back in because there is nothing under that. Over the side here, I have some copper foil. I fixed the platter, like kintsugi style, over here at the end. So these boards came with my spinning wheel and I'm still not entirely sure why, but they're quite good pieces of MDF and they're nice and square. So I've kept them. I've also got, what have I got in here? So these are embroidery books that I've had. I got these at like a, I feel like it was a book club party. There's lots of parties in the 90s, like Tupperware and stuff. Those are just old business cards for my essential oil business, which I no longer do. These I use at Christmas time as brag books. I didn't do them this year, but I've got them there ready for next year. So keep those in there. UV resin, which I used again for that thing. These cute little tins, these used to hold USBs. There's foam inside them. I used to have custom wooden USBs in those little tins when I had a photography business. Got twine. I've got a wood burning marker, so you draw on it with this and then heat it up, like with a heat gun, and it looks like it's burnt. So again, that was for scouts. So I'll just pop that there in that loose one. Twine. I can't remember what that string here was for. Oh, there's a heart. So that was what we did for scouts. It's a little heart key ring. Spare wing nuts left over from I feel like I got these for the flower press. Now we're starting to get down into it. Raffia left over from Quilt Camp 2018. Again, I don't know if I'll ever use it, but it also feels too good to get rid of. More of these flippin' bags. Oh my goodness. These ones here. This is the perils of Instagram and Pinterest and social media. I came across lamp working beads. So I bought this for lamp working. As you can see there. I didn't have a great deal of success. I could probably get rid of them. I'm tempted to have another go. My big problem was the sticks didn't release properly. So the beads that I made, the sticks didn't release. So I've just kept them, like they're fairly small. What's in here? Oh, I forgot I even had this. I don't even know why it's in here. So this was a little tin that Car gave me with these little pencils in there. Not the Kino pencil. I just pinched that from the club. That was part of a traveling art kit that she made me. In here is my quilling supplies. So yeah, so there's quilling, my quilling tool, crackers for making bonbons at Christmas time. So they're all in there. That got little matchboxes, another bit of glass. So I don't even remember what project I had those for. More tiny pegs. So I've got some over there as well. The tiny pegs are handy for lots of little bits and pieces. These my dad cut for me to make a perpetual calendar, like the month on here, and then turn these. So obviously I haven't done that. My kids are no longer young enough that they do walled off style schooling and they don't really need it. So it's just in here in case I can use it for something else. Okay, the story here. This is one of the most bonkers things I've ever done. Back in maybe 2015, I made a big bag for the beach and I needed a nice fat cotton rope. I could not find cotton rope how I wanted it, like at Bunnings or anything like that. What I could find was a horse lead. I bought a horse lead to make a bag. And so now I have this massive big clip that I have no idea what to do with. The things we do for our craft. The UV torch to go with my resin. See, that thing's so big. A mini easel, an initial. I made a pair of bookends with one of those. I don't know why I've still got a second one. Oh, carbon paper I forgot that I had. These bags here are left over from, so it must be from my essential oil, a packet of tissue paper, which I've also got another packet up there because I forgot that I had this. So these little tins I bought for the kids for storing their art supplies in, and I use them as well. These magnets are what I use for needle minders. They can go in there because I'm always losing them. Scrabble tiles. I bought these to make a project for a friend. I've used it a couple of times for myself, but I don't know. Do I really need them? Probably not. Am I going to put them back in here? Absolutely. I got some of these little coasters from Spotlight when I tried paint pouring for like 30 seconds and then never touched it again. I'm just going to keep them just because, again, they're good like for kid projects and stuff like that. So this tubular bandage was for making Waldorf dolls, which I made half of one. The stockings I have in here, I know it's a weird thing, but I was using these for making dryer balls with pure wool yarn, stick it in there, felt it all together. So I've just kind of kept those because one day I might be looking for something like that. More of those tins. That's more of the hobby horse stuff. Sandpaper, mostly in here because of said hobby horses, but it's always handy to have. These are out of sheets, which I use. So I kept these for making the flower press with. Do I need to keep them? Probably not. Am I going to keep them? Probably. They don't take up much space. And that's, friends, is how this box got so ridiculously full. Okay, so maybe let's put the tins over here. There's more of those magnets. So I'm just going to put this extra spoon in here. So I'll put all those together. Matchboxes. That is a little, is it a mirror? I feel like that came with the Novelty Book Club, maybe? This tin here, let's take a look. Oh, so it's got some pins from our travels. So I bought these. I was going to make a big canvas Australia map and pin where we stayed. And then the reason I have a tin of random headbands is because I was making coffee cozies. And these are the elastics we'd use. And again, I only use 2 or 3, but too good to throw out. So keep them in there. A doorknob for I don't know what. These cute little tins I use on and off for various little like paint mixing and stuff. It's a friendship bracelet from a fandom friend. There's the 4th letter I needed. Christmas bells. My great aunt was a bit of a craft hoarder like me. This is part of her stash that got handed down to me when she downsized. So these trays actually came from like, might have been like a kid's stamp kit or something. And they just felt too good to throw away. So they've kind of just lived in here ever since. Might pop that tin in there. Okay, so let's try and get some stuff back in here. I feel like I haven't really made a huge improvement, have I? There's definitely slightly more room than when I started. So it feels more organized, and better than that, I've actually got an actual idea of what's in it. Like you could tell as I was going through, half of that stuff I even forgot that I had. So that is general crafts, and I hope you've enjoyed having a bit of a peek into the craziness that is my brain and the insanity of the things that I've collected over the time.